This morning, are you waking up with a little bit of letdown? Yesterday, maybe you were like everybody else looking forward to seeing the eclipse. It was kind of something that brought the whole country, everybody across the country looking forward to this eclipse, getting your glasses. Yeah. And it happened. And now maybe you wake up this morning thinking, well, now what?
What do I look forward to now?
And it can be something that causes you to spiral, especially when that's the thought you wake up with. And so we want to replace those kind of thoughts with the truth of who the Bible says God is and who God says you are in the Morning Focus. And this morning, we're looking at Psalm 23:6.
It says, "Surely goodness and mercy shall follow me all the days of my life, and I shall dwell in the house of the Lord forever." Man, I love that verse. I love the whole chapter. But between that verse, and honestly, even my own life experience, Rick, I think you would say yours as well, we've found it to be true that God is just relentless. And not this like aggressive, constantly obvious, you can't miss him, relentless, right? But more in the sake of a consistent presence and a consistent pursuit of you.
Yeah, I grew up in church. I got saved at an early age. But then as I got into my teen years, because of some family turmoil, I moved out of my family home, and that meant away from the family church that I went to. And so I got away from church, but I always had this like I wanted to go back, but it was weird. There were these things that kept me away, and then I moved away from my family, like out of the state. I moved up to Illinois. I'm originally from St. Louis, and same thing. The people I was hanging out with, they weren't church people necessarily, and so I was going out, hanging out with them, doing things I didn't necessarily want to do. And so I began to drink somewhat. To when I analyzed it, it was to help myself break my inhibitions and do these other things. All the while, there's still this voice calling me back. And finally, I ultimately, for the wrong reasons, followed a girl back to church. But God just welcomed me back and called me back. And no matter how far I got from him, he was always there. That voice was always there calling me back.
I don't know how far from God you feel this morning. Maybe you feel like it's an immeasurable distance. Maybe you're like, I don't feel like I went that far, but I can't hear him anymore. So what's with that? Man, the good news is when we can parcel through our thoughts in our brain and all the cloudy thoughts that are there is constantly and consistently this one small voice. I love you. I'm here. Come back. Turn to me. Talk to me. I love you. It's there. It's constant. The reminder that we have in Psalm 23 today is that God is relentless.